Have you ever felt a moment so vivid, so intense, it transported you back in time? A moment where a scent, a sound, a fleeting thought brought you back to an experience so real, it might as well be happening now. Have you ever felt the rush of confidence, the warmth of joy, the surge of excitement? As you remember that feeling now, notice how it spreads, how easily your mind recalls what it feels like to be in that state. Isn't it interesting how the more you focus on it, the stronger it becomes? When you think about it, was there ever a time when a single idea, a single shift in perspective, completely changed the way you saw something? Perhaps it was a small realization, a new insight, or maybe it was a simple question that made everything just click into place. Does you remember that moment now? Feeling the clarity, the excitement, the sense of expansion? Doesn't it make you wonder how many other ideas, how many other beliefs are just waiting to be transformed? You see, beliefs, they're like doors. Some swing open effortlessly, revealing new possibilities. Others remain locked, not because they can't open, but because no one has tried the right key. Does you realize this as you let your mind explore the ways in which you've already changed, grown, evolved? Does it make sense that change is not something to fear, but something natural, something inevitable, something already happening? Maybe you've noticed how the mind works in patterns. A question leads to a thought, which leads to a feeling, which leads to a decision, which leads to a reality. And if a simple question can direct attention, and attention directs feeling, then what happens when you take control of the questions you ask? What happens when you take control of the way you frame an experience? Have you ever noticed how a small shift in focus can completely change how you feel about something? And as you think about that now, doesn't it make you wonder what else could be reframed? Because every limiting belief, every fear, every hesitation, every old rule that once served a purpose, it was built upon a single perspective. And when you look at it from another angle, when you see it in a new light, something interesting happens. The foundation of that belief begins to shift. When you shift the foundation, the structure must change. So as you sit there now, letting your mind drift through moments of realization, moments of insight, moments of transformation, can you remember a time when you surprised yourself? When you handled something in a way that showed you that you were more capable, more resilient, more adaptable than you ever thought before? And as you tap into that feeling now, feeling that strength, that adaptability, that confidence, doesn't it seem obvious that you've always had this ability? It's always been there. And as you consider that now, isn't it fascinating how a belief, once questioned, once re-examined, begins to lose its grip? Because if something is truly solid, it doesn't fear being questioned. When you ask the right questions, when you shine light into the dark corners of a belief, what happens to the shadows? You've already experienced this before. You've already changed, evolved, expanded. And because of that, you already know how to do this. You've done it before. And you can do it again. In fact, it's happening now, without you even needing to try. And maybe, just maybe, as you begin to notice all of this, you begin to wonder, what will be different now? What new realizations will come effortlessly? And when they do, will you even need to try to hold on to the old ways of thinking? Or will they simply dissolve, replaced by something new, something more powerful, something that empowers you? Because when you think about it, isn't it true? Change has already begun.